Hello everyone, this is Cold Breaks, Splash and Go, episode 23. Today is Wednesday, August 7th, 2024. Don't forget to watch until the end to see the photo of the day. Today I wanted to tell the story of how I made the Cold Breaks episode 4, which is a full-length interview with Cesar Gaxiola. Last fall, I decided to drive down to Road Atlanta for the HSR Fall Historics Race to see if I could find someone to interview, and that had been working on race cars forever. And so I checked the entry list before I drove down there, and I noticed that Joe Nemechek was going to be there racing his truck, NASCAR truck, and but other than that, the car count was pretty low for a historic weekend. But I decided to drive down anyway, and I showed up on Saturday about midday, and I was just going to camp at the track, and I made a couple rounds through the paddock, asking a couple different people if they wanted to be interviewed, and ended up at the Olthoff Racing Tent, which has been a fixture in the historic racing paddock for a long time. And one of the reasons I ended up there was because they had an old Lola, like a Can-Am car there, and I just think those are awesome cars. But talked to a couple different people, and then ended up actually talking to the man himself, Dennis Olthoff, who is the son of a South African immigrant who was also a race car driver. And I asked Dennis if he knew anybody that I could interview, and he immediately said, yeah, you can talk to Cesar. He's my mechanic, and he's been doing this forever. He's been doing a lot of road racing forever, and he's just full of stories. So if you come back after this race is done, he'll be back over there, pointing to the empty bay at the racing tent. And so I waited until the race was over, got some lunch, and walked down there, introduced myself to Cesar, who was very gracious and allowed me to kind of hang out there that weekend and interview him. And so I got to take a whole bunch of photos of Cesar working on a 2006 NASCAR Winston Cup car. Actually, it might have been Nextel Cup at that point, but at any rate, the car had originally been raced by Max Pappas at Watkins Glen for Front Row Motorsports, and I recommend listening to that entire interview with Cesar. He's full of a lot of awesome stories. You can find that on Spotify at Cold Breaks or on coldbreaks.com. And if you want to see all the photos that I took, you can see the video that I posted on YouTube alongside with the interview, if you have an hour to sit and watch. So, it is now time for photo of the day. It is now time for photo of the day. This one I took at that weekend at Road Atlanta. The guy on the left is Cesar. The guy in the middle is Joe Nemechek, and the guy on the right is Mike. Cesar was checking the toe on this car with toe plates, Basically, you put the plate that's on the ground, you can see it there, up against the tire, and same for the wheel on the other side, and then you just measure the difference between the front and the rear angle of the tire. So Joe came over to help out with this car because it was the first time Olthoff Racing got it off the trailer since the car owner driver had acquired it. And so the crew was going through the car while it was being raced that weekend, which can be kind of tricky. But what you see here is the tire is being rotated, and they set a marker against the jack stand so that they, as a static point, so they can figure out where the top of the tire needs to be. Because Joe said that the tire sidewalls aren't true, so they kind of give false readings when it comes to checking the toe. The tire could be in or out based on how you have it set on the ground, and that would be a false reading of the toe. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, and please share this with your friends, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.